CUNY
record
TV
here.
ready?
Okay.
When can we start?
We can start now.
You're putting me on the spot.
Never mind.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the CAPRA meeting, April 4th. Item number 1A is the approval of the minutes. Motion to move. Okay, all those say aye.
Aye.
Nays, abstentions, motion carries. Item number 1B, policy calendar number B1. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Okay. This is Kingsborough Community College, AAS, and Emergency Medical Services. This program responds to the national and local need for trained paramedics. Although healthcare is the largest employer in Brooklyn, no college in the borough currently offers an accredited paramedic program. Graduates of this program will be eligible for employment with hospitals that have their own EMS service, with private EMS companies, with the Fire Department of New York, and other agencies. The program will also provide a degree option for those already holding the EMT basic certifications. The program builds on the successful record of Kingsborough Community College in allied health professions and conforms to national standards for EMS education.
Comment?
Yeah. Okay, so.
I have a motion to move this item then?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions, motion carries. Item number 1B2, Graduate School and University Center School of Professional Studies.
Okay, this is a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. This bachelor's degree programs allows students who have earned at least 30 undergraduate credits to complete their baccalaureate degrees fully online. Although individual online and hybrid courses are taught throughout CUNY, the School of Professional Studies is the only unit currently offering students who might have trouble attending regular classes due to work or family obligations or other constraints the opportunity to complete baccalaureate degrees online. Recently, the School of Professional Studies has been working towards extending its degree offerings to some of the most popular majors, including psychology. This is an important step in meeting CUNY's access mission and also alleviating space concerns.
Comments? Vice Chair Derrick?
Yes. First of all, I applaud the committee for developing this program because, and also the general format, that is here, I really like, because I think that it's holistic and it helps individuals to have a comprehensive understanding of what they need as a foundational item, so that way they can decide how they want to continue in the field of psychology. The one piece that's missing for me, however, when we look at the various sections, is a real understanding of Asia and also Asian psychology. While there are some courses in Latin America, the Latin American diaspora, Africa, and also Francophone, and those are, I really think that those are extremely important, having lived in France myself and also visited all of these parts of the world. But also when we look at the population's growth of individuals of the non-white population within the United States, it's extremely important that we understand all aspects of different communities. And so to not have anything that really addresses the Asian perspective is a real miss from our part, and we really should include something there, of course, from that perspective.
I'd like to ask representatives from the School of Professional Studies to come to the table and answer that question. We have Senior University Dean John Mogilescu and Associate Dean for Academic Affairs George Oddie.
There's an empty chair here. One there.
There's one there and one there. Yeah, you can't be together.
Hi, Trustee Berry. Good day. I'm going to ask our Chief Academic Officer, George Oddie, to respond to your question.
The courses that were being referred to are part of the general education portion of the degree. They are not specific to the psychology major. We acknowledge that we are still in the process of expanding the offerings for what is nevertheless a degree completer's degree. It is there for the students who need some gap fill in the 30 credits or more that they bring to us, but we are in the process of developing such courses, including not just and this is something that crossed my desk just this week. We're in the process of developing not just Asian studies courses, but a course in Chinese language.
Okay. So, so then I just want to make sure that I'm clear. When I look at the section that I'm looking at is under global and civic perspectives. So are you saying that there is definitely going to be a course that
Yes.
addresses,
Yes.
and when would that be developed?
In the coming year.
In the incoming year?
Mhm.
Okay. Then I think with that I'm fine. The only thing is that I'm wondering, and if it's an incoming year, it's probably okay. It's just that, we have an ethnology course in Africa, French and Francophone, international migration, Latin American and Caribbean cultures. It just seems that that course ought to really be a part of this aspect of the curriculum, and that we ought to move with post-haste on that.
Granted and agreed. There is a course called Global Culture and Diversity that covers all of this in a general and sort of generalist way, but there ought to be an Asian studies
Okay,
course.
good, thank you. Then if that's my only objection, to the curriculum. I think that everything else, from the standpoint of the science perspective, I might have a question about, was it astronomy that I saw here? And maybe someone can just explain to me, so that way I'm fully versed on the connection between the astronomy and the psychology, outside of the fact that I could, figure out how to do various horoscopic type. I mean, I'm sure it's about more than that.
The general education courses are there to provide an education and a diversity of perspectives that are not present in the major. These same courses are there for our business majors, are there for our communication and culture majors. We recently had degrees approved in health information technology and sociology. It's for those majors as well. The principle behind general education, and it's a oft-used phrase, and still terribly important, is to present a rounded perspective and ensure that students are exposed to any number of things that a particular specialization or major concentration would not provide.
No, that's good. Just one last piece on that, and then I'll stop, Mr. Chair. It seems that an understanding of physics and quantum physics, especially, as it relates to the field of organizational development and effectiveness, which many people who have majored, in psychology, when they begin to do more practice, they begin to understand that relationship. And so it just seems that physics can also be taught from a perspective that individuals who are majoring in psychology can integrate into their general practice realm. So,
And
it's just a thought.
And we do have a physics course,
Okay.
Physics 301, which is
Okay.
space and time.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Good point, excellent point. Any other comments? Not? Can I have a motion to move this item?
So move, Mr. Chair.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Nays, abstentions? You have one abstention, okay. Motion carries. Thank you very
Good.
much.
May I ask?
If I may, I could answer that.
Yes.
The University Faculty Senate has taken a position for a long time that the baccalaureate degrees in the regular majors belong in the senior colleges where they have been fully developed, and where the general education background, which is what you were just asking questions about, is also more fully developed. We feel the general education background that students bring in for completed degrees is more of a hopscotch affair and less of a developed one. We have made this point repeatedly to no effect, so therefore the extension.
Okay.
Actually, this was a decision. I'm representing the University Faculty Senate, and the concern was the original conception, as we understood it, of SBS programs was that they would not duplicate majors at the campuses.
Mhm.
And now that decision has been altered so that they do, and this is a program that's being offered at SPS that exists at other colleges, hence the abstention.
I wonder if Dean Morgulescu could just shed some light on that, just for
Sure.
a complete edification.
Mr. Chairman, with your indulgence, I'd like to respond to that. You know, when we make decisions about what academic programs to bring to CAPRA, rarely are we saying we shouldn't replicate what somebody else is doing in another part of town in a different campus. The only time that kind of discussion has relevance, I would say, is if indeed it has stress with respect to financial considerations. To deny a faculty at another institution from advancing a particular academic program that already exists elsewhere, I think is not in keeping with the open competitiveness that we would hope that we would have to show one campus can do something a little different and bring forward ideas and approaches that perhaps another campus doesn't bring. So I would say that that argument has been answered by me and others before. Secondly, it is true that the founding documents that created SPS indicated exactly what you said. SPS, fortunately, has evolved as a much more mature entity, an academic entity, than it was, obviously, in its early founding and its early intent. But as all educational institutions are, they are organic. They release things that they don't do as well, or they should release things that they don't do as well, or they release things that no longer have relevance or academic integrity or rigor or whatever it is. However, they also should acquire things that they weren't planned to do in the beginning. So I don't see the argument, and so many of our campuses, John Jay is a great example, which when we hired Jeremy Travis, I remember saying to him directly that a condition is for you to build up your academic departments, which were never thought of when John Jay was evolved. And that was an important thing for John Jay, and I think it was the right decision, and your president and the faculty have done a good job in expanding the focus of John Jay from its focus when it was first begun. At Baruch College, when we started a new school of public affairs, that was not envisaged when the founding principles of Baruch were done, and I can go on and on throughout the university. I see this very much in keeping with the growth and vibrancy of a university that continues to see opportunities where opportunities present themselves. And in fact, I think one of the wonderful things about SPS is that it has filled a void that has been at this university for a long time, and that's online education. CUNY has been slow at the gate to do online education, and I think SPS is doing it well and really under great leadership with faculty and others have developed wonderful programs, and that was not envisaged originally. So we must give academic enterprises the ability to acquire, provided they do it well, and I think SPS has done it very well. And I think that would be the answer that I would give.
Thank you very much.
Well,
All right.
And with that, I have to go to fiscal affairs, if
Okay.
you don't mind.
Yes, that's more important.
No, it's not.
Item number 1B3, CUNY School of Law, revised policy on academic standing.
Okay, this action clarifies existing language in the law school statement of academic policy. It ensures that students cannot restart their law school program more than once, and eliminates the possibility of a technical loophole that might have allowed that outcome. The action has the full support of the law school faculty and reflects the emphasis on high academic standards that has been a key guideline for the law school's development in recent years.
Discussion?
I have a
Trustee
question.
Provost?
I just wanted to get a better understanding about what percentage of students are affected by this currently.
I believe it's very small, but do we have here, the representative from
Yes.
law school? Yes. You want to come up? This is Associate Dean for Administration and Finance, Gregory Coster?
Yes.
Okay, you know what percentage is?
I don't have the number exactly, but it is indeed very small. It's on the order of 1 or 2 students. It was more a matter of equality and equal treatment that we saw. This was actually this change, I believe, actually captures the intent originally, and it was just that there was an interpretation of the language that seemed to allow this anomaly, and so we're trying to tighten the language in order to make it clear that this is how it was always to be.
May I say that I'm really glad that you're doing this? It should not be that a student who is dismissed and be readmitted. So I was surprised that was possible. So I certainly support the change.
Any other comments? No, may I move this item?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Nays? None. Abstention? None. Okay.
I know.
Motion carries.
Right.
Okay. Item number 2, information items.
Okay, the first information item is the Graduate School and University Center's Human Ecodynamics Research Center. The establishment of this center would provide formal recognition to an existing research group that addresses crucial issues of sustainability, resilience, and the future of humans on the Earth. This group, now constituted as an official center, will continue fostering interdisciplinary and international scientific collaboration. This research team recently won an award from the American Anthropological Association for the best interdisciplinary publication in the American Anthropologist in the years 2007 to 2010. The title of the paper is Landscapes of Settlement in Northern Iceland, Historical Ecology of Human Impact and Climate Fluctuation on the Millennial Scale. Just thought it would be interesting to read the title of the paper, have the title of the paper in there. The center will also support graduate student research and postdoctoral opportunities and will sponsor an active program of community engagement. The team of researchers developing this center has an impressive record of fundraising, and all activities of the center will be supported through external grants. Okay.
Just information. Next item.
Yes, okay.
Just information? Can I
Yes.
ask a question, or are you ready to go to the next item?
Oh, you can ask a question.
The Museum of Natural History developed some new degree programs there, and so competitively, I don't know, how does this compare with some of those?
Well, this is a center, and
Yes.
it's not a degree program.
Right.
But the research has been very successful, and like I said, they just won this award for their paper. That's a very big award that they won,
Right.
and they have extensive external funding. They're able to completely support the work of the center with this funding.
Okay.
So,
I think that's good. You know, what I was wondering is whether or not, based on, the Museum of Natural History, they're getting funding for some of their programs, which seem to be in some of the same areas, and whether we would be viable as a competitor for the type of.
they've been
fund
doing
we-
this. They've been for a while. This
Yeah.
group has been very successful in obtaining funding. So I think
Okay,
if past behavior is any indication of future behavior,
Yeah.
we're in good shape.
that's what Einstein says.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so do behavioral psychologists. Okay.
Okay, next item.
Okay, next item is City College of New York, the J. Max Bond Architecture Center. The J. Max Bond Architecture Center is born out of a long-standing community outreach initiative of the Spitzer School of Architecture at the City College of New York. This center will provide technical assistance as well as research, advocacy, and planning services to grassroots leaders and community organizations. The school's involvement in coalitions and initiatives in Harlem, Upper Manhattan, and the South Bronx will make significant contributions to the quality of life of many urban residents. The center will also provide valuable training, applied learning, and internship opportunities to students at the School of Architecture. Given significant existing interest in the center, it is expected that the center will become financially self-sufficient within 2 years. A resolution to name the center in honor of J. Max Bond, Jr., an African-American architect of national prominence and a former dean of the School of Architecture at City College, is being presented for the consideration of the Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration. Okay, so that's that one. And now my report.
Could I make a comment?
Oh, sure.
I think it's really good that that Max Bond, that we are developing this center in his honor. As some of you may or may not know, he passed right after a very important trip to South Africa. You know, his wife is still involved in a lot of different affairs. I'm assuming that we're also involved with her, and those connections in terms of some of the fundraising.
I assume so,
yeah.
but I'm not.
But I think that this is a great tribute. Do we have some more input on?
Yes, we have
The dean would want to comment
the
on?
Dean of the School of Architecture
And how
is
we're
here.
involving Jean Bond, his wife, and some.
Trustees, how are you? Vice
This is
Chancellor?
Dean George Ranali.
Yes, Jean Bond is actively involved, and when we met with Jean to find a fitting tribute to her husband, Max, who was the former dean of the school some years ago, we had discussed a number of options, and the J. Max Bond Center, which is the renamed City College Architecture Center, seemed to be the thing that matched Max's interests in life and in architecture more than anything else. He was an active practitioner, a very renowned architect. He was a great educator, and he also believed in architecture having a social responsibility. So the center was perfect, and so it will now carry his name and his legacy.
That's wonderful. I'm hoping if you wouldn't mind keeping, all parts of the college community, of course, but also trustees would be interested. Board of Trustees would be interested in events and everything that follow the commemoration of this. I, in particular, would have a lot of interest in
We'll make sure that all the trustees are invited, and there'll be a naming probably in the fall of next year if this is approved, and we'll have everybody there.
Okay, thank you very much.
And we're in the process of searching for a new director,
Mhm.
so there's an active search going on currently.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, informational item?
Oh, okay, so just my
Okay,
report.
All right.
First, I would like to note that this is a historic meeting because it is the first board meeting in the history of CUNY at which the materials were made available entirely online. And I would like to thank Associate Vice Chancellor and CIO Brian Cohen and his staff for their excellent efforts to bring us to this day, as well as Senior Vice Chancellor Jay Hershenson and his deputy Hurig Masaralian, and also Director E. Katerina Sukhanova and their staffs for all of their assistance as well. We're going to save many trees, and perhaps after a bit of an adjustment period, find it easier to work with the Mammoth Capra documents as well. And in fact, there's already been some evidence that people are actually reading things more carefully now, which is good and, well.
Okay, so I'm tying up a little bit more with questions.
That's good. I'd like to just report on one other item, which is an update on the work that we are doing to enhance student transfer within CUNY. As you know, although the New York State education law clearly designates us as one university, students transferring among our campuses sometimes do not get all of their college credits recognized by the receiving campus, or they are given the credits but only as elective credits, when general education and major credits would be much more helpful in moving these students towards their degrees. Reflecting the national trend, we have students transferring in all possible directions within the university, and often more than once. Over 50% of the graduates of our baccalaureate programs are transfer students. We believe that our students should be able to transfer without penalty as their needs and interests change, but we also believe that campuses should be able to specialize in the kinds of students and programs that they serve, and that campuses should be able to have their own characters and traditions. In addition, high quality in all academic programs is essential. Towards these ends, we have been having discussions with the CUNY community this entire year about possible solutions, including posting an enormous amount of information on the website www.cuny.edu/pathways. People are also submitting comments on this website, and I must admit that I cannot get out of my mind a comment sent in by a CUNY student who said, "Education should have no borders." We are planning to bring a resolution to the board in June that would set up a general education framework for the whole university, with all of the details to be filled in by the faculty. The resolution would also set up a process to help align the majors across the campuses, again, with the work on this to be done by the faculty. We've been consulting widely on our possible plans in all possible types of settings and formats, and as a result have been receiving much information that has helped to inform and change our thinking. We look forward to communicating further with CAPRA members about these developments as we move towards bringing you a resolution in June for your consideration.
Any other item?
That's it.
Motion to adjourn? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
5:26.
You made it.
Great.
So we leave these